Hello, good
Hello.
evening. Hello from the West Coast. I am Heidi Pop. I am here from Los Angeles, and I am joined today by my buddy down in Orange County, and he's a returning guest, and we're really excited because we're live tonight. So I can already feel the energy. So I wanted to welcome and give a big shout out to friend Jerry Yusko. Hi, Jerry. How are you?
Hi, Heidi. I'm doing wonderful tonight. I'm I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me back. And I'm really looking forward to doing the show and hopefully some readings.
I know, me too. Yes, folks, please join us in the chat. I can see you all in there. And if anyone would like a reading, please chime in. I'm welcoming you back, Jerry. I really enjoyed our conversation last time. Folks, if by chance you missed it, you can find it on the Rumble series, Human Experience Hangouts. They're also on my YouTube, Heidi Pup from Los Angeles. And then Jerry and I have been sharing the links to our interview last time. You can find it on there. But again, tonight is live. So we're so very excited. If any of my pals are out there, I see some are in the rooms. Give us a little shout out in the comments so I can make sure all the parts are moving and that we have you with us. While friends are coming into the room, Jerry, I want to ask you, how's everything been? I know you were just at Contact in the desert. I know you've been making the circuit and doing the rounds and meeting lots of people. How has that been?
Very exciting.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed Contact in the Desert. Uh, I met a lot of beautiful, wonderful people out there. I made contacts. I'm actually working with a couple of people out there now. Um, I told some people about what I do. I worked on people and healed them and gave them reading. Well, not heal them, but did energy work, I should say, on them. Okay.
Sure.
To really
Assisted
help
them
them
in
out.
their healing. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything is going really well. And then my future looks really bright. So,
I'm so happy to hear that. Jerry, you're already getting some love. Hi, Sherry. Thank you for that. Hello from New Jersey.
wow, we
Howdy
get
from the West Coast.
all the way from
Uh,
New Jersey. New
yeah.
Jersey?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Jerry, can you see the comments on there? I know it wasn't working on the right side for you, but can you see on the screen? Just making
I can
sure.
read some now. Yeah. It says hi
Okay.
from New Jersey. Okay.
Okay. And then here's our
Mm.
hi, Tanya. Thanks, Mama
Yeah.
T. Our friend Tanya's
Hi there.
here. Oh,
Oh, I
beautiful.
know Carolyn. Yeah.
Carolee. Oh,
Yeah, I see
hi,
her.
Carolee. Oh, this is a treat. Hi, guys. Thank you so much, you guys. Love you much. Well,
I missed her.
I miss her too. Hi to Tweeter.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into any of the readings, folks, let us know if you would like a personal reading that you're willing to share on here. I do want to also at some point, Jerry, I'd like to talk tonight about the mission that you're stepping into. You are on task and on mission to be helping some of our weakest patients, some of our Alzheimer victims, those that are having issues and diseases in the brain. You are there of assistance, and I'd love for you to share a little bit about that journey
Yeah.
whenever you can. Hi, Kirley.
Okay. No problem. I want to talk about Contact in the Desert for a moment.
Okay.
I find the world really interesting. I mean, not only divided in politics in some ways, we're also divided between, not divided, but the concept of our star families and our connection to them and stuff. And one of the things I teach, even though I know about my star family and everything else, I teach humanism, what it really means to be human. We are so gifted as physical beings. And I noticed that although spirituality does enter into I guess it'd be the UFO community to some degree, it depends if it's MUFON or not, and I really believe when I had the blending that was the best way, bringing um, the metaphysical people to and the extraterrestrials to an understanding, because we are kind of like the same in the aspect that we're all spiritual beings, and I don't understand we say starseed children are coming up, and I heard and all like that. But what about gifted human babies?
Thank
I
you. Yes.
mean, you know,
Agreed.
I've seen some Marcus babies, and I don't consider them a hybrid. I consider them a developing spiritual being that is bringing awareness to what we are as a species to this planet. So
Beautiful.
if you do call in, I don't give readings for like, will I find my soulmate, 5 months from now or anything. I basically give presence of what's happening now to you and stuff like that. Okay. I give really more or less precise readings. I just want
Okay.
people to be aware of that.
Okay.
Because I'm not really clairvoyant or psychic in that aspect,
Okay.
but
Oh,
I do. I gave you readings before, and so you kind of like know what I do, right?
I do. Yes, I do. And in case folks didn't see our last interview together, he actually spent some time at the end of it giving one. But I'm glad you explained that because, yes, and you're also not doing mediumship. This isn't a mediumship situation. You're doing a personal, what did you call it? Intuitive diagnosis. Is
Yes.
that it? Yeah. We have a hand raised. I see a hand raise out there. Hello, Heather No Nap. Does that mean? I think that means she would like a reading. If you'd like to get started, and Carol Lee and Tanya and
Yeah.
Sherry, let us know if you're down. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Is she
and
one?
I want to just also so I don't get all floaty during this. I'm getting used to the live and all of the things that are happening, and Jerry and I are just getting the energetic balance right now. So thank you everyone for your patience. And
Okay.
so there's a Heather No Nap here. Heather has her hand raised very politely.
Okay.
We call on quiet hands.
Okay. No problem. I don't see a picture of her or anything, so I'm going to more or less have to just go off by Heather, and
Okay.
maybe I can do that on this program. I'm not going to guarantee anything because normally it's really nice if I can see a picture of someone or at least
Okay.
had a full name or something because then I could
Okay.
tap into it spiritually. And
Okay.
Heather, unless that's her actual name, no nap. No nap?
I don't
I
think
don't
it
know.
is. I know
I
it's
don't think
Heather.
so
So
either.
Heather, you disclose if you want to give that last name or not.
Or,
I do uh go ahead, hun. Would like
but
the
I will
name.
see if I what I can find.
Okay.
Okay. Excuse me. Um, okay, here's what I picked up initially, and she would only know if I'm right or not.
Okay, we'll check and see.
She's going through a period of in her life whereby mind split her mind felt split to me between her logic and her development of her right brain of being creative and stuff. um it's kind of funny because when I was reading her name, um she seems like she's intuitive and all like that, but there's something going on in her life, almost like if there was a split, and she needs a tune up on her third eye. And so at one time I had a shart in the middle of my third eye by now using my third eye to its full advantage, and then someone helped me correct it. So I'm going to go back in, but I think if she's having any doubt in life and stuff like that, on it's because of her third eye not being activated into the right part of her brain, to her creative aspect. There's She reminds me of people of a person who wants to move forward in life, but for some reason just can't always get to the 10th yard line. And I want to go back in and see if I'm reading this correctly. So hold on. Okay, I need her to do me a favor. If she has a question, I need her just write out what that question is, because every time I go back into her mind, um, I keep getting the division between my right and left hemisphere. And that almost feels like when someone comes to a point in life and they have a question, but they don't really know exactly which way to go.
Ah, okay.
So, and because when I turn into the last name, there's no actual energy connection because it's not her identity.
Right.
So all I really get is there is a shift in her mind happening right now, but I don't know how she wants to handle it. So if she asks me a question, I'm more than happy to um, give her an answer if I can get one from her.
Okay.
Okay. All
There
right.
you go, Heather. If
So
you have a specific, yeah.
yeah, and
Hmm.
I know that might sound pretty plain, but every time I go back in, I'm getting the division between the right and left hemisphere. Like my third eye is almost stuck on a division of making a decision or something.
Here's a here
Okay.
is here's a specific question.
Will I be moving soon? Okay, that I can work with. Okay, so hold on. As much as I feel like she might want to move, I keep getting not at the moment. So hold on a moment. Let me find out why.
Yes, please.
Okay, it has to do with timing. It's not from what I got. The timing is not actually right. And then I asked, well, is it because of job? Is it because of boyfriend? Is it um, what the reason was? Well, here's what I got initially, but I don't. I agree with my other reason more. It almost felt like it was finances, but it's not all the way finances. It's more that decision that making that I told you about, where her mind between the right and left, they can't really
Mhm.
compromise. So it almost felt like hesitation.
Mm.
That's what I got. Whether she can let me know if I'm right or wrong.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
Heather, there you go. Yes. Oh, you got a star or thumbs up.
Did I? I have
That
no
was
idea.
beautiful. Yeah, that looks like a thumbs up.
Does that
Heather,
mean I
that's
got it?
beautiful. I think,
Then,
yeah, if you have any more insight, maybe she might be processing. Um,
yeah.
so
Okay.
chime in
So
and let us know. I do have another
yeah.
gal here if you want to cut into it. Sherry Spicer, I see you from New Jersey here. Um, she wants to know if there's any message from her star family. Is
Oh,
that along the
yeah. Hold on.
lines? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm going to find out where she's at spiritually right at the moment.
Okay.
Okay, the first thing when I tapped into her, um, she felt highly intuitive. Like she has clairs going for her. So when I asked about her star family, they wanted to know why she's not using her full potential. Um, it's almost like her. It's like when people get to a point and they have to make a decision on which way to go in life right now, and I notice a lot of people are doing that. Um, it's like I was talking about earlier. Um, our star family, and then what are we as human beings, and what do we wish to accomplish um, in our own divineness? Okay, or divinity, or whatever you want to call it. And she seems like she is very clairvoyant. She has claras, but intuitive kept coming across. And if there is a message from your star family, they're wondering why you're not using um, your abilities more to. I'm going to put it this way: um, more to your advantage. They want you to start, I guess, going out doing readings or doing whatever you do, but use your intuitive abilities to really manifest that what you wish to create, which I think you're doing anyway. Your spirit does a lot of talking. So I'm trying to remember from what your spirit told me and what I was trying to pick up between the star family. It's like two people talking at one time almost. So let me go back in and then I will ask for you to talk to me only. Okay. It's funny. Okay, so here's what I got from you. When I asked who you were spiritual and stuff, I look at you as a developing star seed, and you tell me that you are a star seed. Um, it'd be really interesting to hold a conversation with you one on one in that aspect. Um, so I'm going to go back and ask you one other question, if you don't mind. Okay, you can answer and please let me know if I'm right or wrong on this one, please, Sherry. When I asked about your starseed family, you felt a little sad to me. Okay, kind of like you do miss them. And then the other thing, when I asked you what about your human side, where you're at, and like that, and basically you told me you could take or leave human beings. It's not bad or good. It's just that um, you're more comfortable around a higher vibrational type of being. So I think that you probably do make contact with your, or you would like to make more contact with your star family side. And here again, I felt a little sadness in you because you're not as quite as connected to your star family side as you would like to be, as much as you have to deal with human beings.
Mm.
That's what I got when it comes to that
Aw.
question.
Let us know if that resonates, Sherry. If that hits
Yeah.
home. That's beautiful. And I there's another question here. I see you, Renee. I know though no mediumship, so I'm wondering if this question can maybe be reworded, Renee. Let me share it here. Any
I can
advice from
try.
her?
I will
Okay.
try.
It's any advice
Um,
from her late husband. And this is Renee Johnson.
yeah,
I know that's tough because that's the mediums. Okay. I'm not going to say.
Father, Mother, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. I don't know. Okay, she can let me know if I'm right or wrong, but here's what I got from her just from that. Um, there does feel like there's a void in her to some degree, and her husband, since I don't know his name and there was more than one voice talking, they all seem like they share the opinion. They just wanted to be really happy. Um, so whatever would make her happy is basically what I'm picking up. If I had a name from what her husband is, then I could focus in on him completely. But it's almost like when I was talking, I asked about her first, and she just felt like she was a person who was standing in the wilderness, waiting for something to happen. And when I asked about, okay, would you have a message to give? I heard more than one voice say, yes, please just be happy. You know, it's not a matter of moving on. And I know that's a general question like most people would give, but there's an energy between them too. And I'm not going to get into it. And this is why I don't like doing mediumship too much. But um, oh, John. Okay, hold
I
on.
was just going to say, did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
She also brought up her star family. Okay.
Okay, I know nothing about this person, and this is here again. This is what I got, Renee. Is your husband seemed like he was a very highly intelligent person. He also told me that really has no time for death, so he's really busy. Um, he did want me to give you a message. He did say that, even if you didn't, he does love you. He's still there. And then as far as the Star family goes, it's like he's doing something else. It's almost like he multitasks, and so he almost kept saying, "I don't really have time for you." So, um, he's 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 doing a lot on the other side. It's almost like he can't keep his mind um, steady from shutting down, and he's doing a lot of things that he was catching up on. But he did tell me that, as far as the message, he does love you, and he doesn't really consider himself passing on because of all the work that he's doing on the other side. That's what I got. I don't know
He's a
if
busy
that makes
fella.
sense to you or not.
Yeah, let us know if it makes sense with you, Renee. He sounds very busy. And I have a follow-up here from Sherry. It was saying it resonate. She feels intuitive at times and about situations, so it was resonating. So thank you for that, Jerry.
Thank you.
Yeah. And hi, Queen Mystique. We're gonna show some hello from Queen.
Okay.
And here's a follow up with Renee. Yes, like Superman, always busy, brilliant. Oops. Thank you. Oh,
Thank you.
there you go. Aw,
Yeah.
that's
By
really
the way,
cute.
I would have liked her husband.
Oh,
I would have resonated with
oh,
him. Um, his presence seemed to be very charismatic and strong.
he's Superman.
Yeah.
That's strong. Yeah. That's so sweet. That's so funny. At the top of the hour, I'm like, he's not doing mediumship, but you can do it all, it sounds like, Jerry. I'm sorry, I put
Um,
a box on you.
uh,
That's really
no, but
sweet. Mhm.
yeah. Well, then we're going to take it to what I would like to do since it's kind of like 6 o'clock or
Uh-huh.
6:30, whatever time it is.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
just so people
Ready?
know, one of the things I would like to start doing is I really would like to start working with people that have Alzheimer's, dementia, um, even brain tumors, or cancer of the brain. Uh, I really like working with people that are in comas or even brain dead. I have a way of communicating with them and with the people that are in comas and brain dead. I can communicate with them. Um, I've worked with people that had Alzheimer's and dementia and stuff like that, so I can see what's happening in their brain and relay messages as well.
Mm.
Um, I really would love to do this. This is, I think, the next when we talk about changes are coming and there's energy in the air. I really think it goes to the human aspect of what we are and what we're going to be capable of doing. Like I mentioned earlier about being human. Um, Star families do not visit us just because we're interesting people to look at. Yes, I know we're all beautiful, but we have talent, we have abilities, and they're only getting stronger, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And we need to help the medical community and scientists understand that, hey, just like technology grows, so does the human residence of our mind. And I encourage anyone who is has intuitive abilities or empathic abilities, learn to use those to the fullest of your advantage, and let's start helping people that are sick and stuff like that, and not and get away from some of the technology because human touch is really strong.
Mm.
Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
and machinery cannot place that.
Right. It cannot be
Okay,
replaced. Mhm.
I mean, I went to people that have been in comas and been inside their memories and then even astral projected to where they were going. Um, so this is why I believe that there is no death, because they were like in their own paradise and they knew it, and they didn't always want to come back into their bodies, and I don't blame them. But as a person who is able to help repair that body and let that person know that, hey, it's all right, we're going to have it so you have a healthy mind or you have a healthy body. So when you come back in, not only will you have doctors working with you, but you'll have intuitive people helping you along the line. And I
Mhm.
really think that this is what we can do. Um, so if you do have a loved one that is in a coma or considered brain dead, just don't always pull the plug. There's people out there like me that can tap into the human consciousness and let you know basically what's happening.
Oh.
Me and a friend worked on someone who committed suicide, or not committed suicide. They drank some poison and they didn't die right away. And so what happened was they realized that they didn't want to die. And could they have been saved? It's hard to say, but the doctors, once they start putting morphine in you, your chances of recovering are not always the best, in my opinion. So please, there's
Oh.
always alternatives. So if you know people out there that can help with giving energy to another human being, seeing into their body and stuff like that. And these are the things that I can do. Um, Please, you can contact me. My address or my email address, is one into oneness, at gmail.com. And eventually I will be working with neuroscientists and stuff like that, doing brain mapping for people that have like dementia or Alzheimer's or different things wrong with the brain,
Yeah.
and helping them, because I've already seen it happen. We are so strong that we can actually redirect neurons and synapses to make new connections to the front of the cerebral cortex, so a person can start thinking more clearly.
Yeah.
When some people get hang up, sometimes they need to just remove their old, the old, I guess, pineal gland. I don't even know what to call it. How they see, remove it and replace it with a new one. And I show techniques on how to do that. So I mean, there's amazing things that we can do.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Hey, that's perfect
Okay.
timing for you. Have a question from Heather of how did you
Okay.
develop um, your practice, Jerry? How did you develop that? I hear kickback too, by the way. I don't know.
Is too loud on my end?
Your speaker. Yeah, you might want to lower just a little bit. But that's a perfect timing. I didn't mean to interrupt your flow, but I am curious how you did get. Yeah.
Is it still there, or do I need to mute down a little
Let me
bit?
see. La la la. No, I don't hear myself.
Okay.
You're good.
So you're
You're
picking
good.
up. You're picking up on my speaker, probably. Sorry about that.
That was probably it. Ooh,
Okay.
Queen, good question. Hang in there.
Okay.
Yes.
So as far as developing, you need a person who can first tap into your own natural abilities. I know a lot of people go to different classes and stuff and learn theta healing or Reiki or anything else. And what I do is I try to look in to see what your natural ability is and then go from there. If you want to do it on your own, like I said, there are plenty of metaphysical places out there that you can go. And there's all kinds of teachers to teach you almost anything that you do want to know. I kind of like more or less personalize to the person of what they're capable of doing and then teach them from that. One of the things I do, as I learned a long time ago, I changed my water chemistry to a higher frequency. I have a sound generator, and I drink high energetic water with the Christ frequency.
Mm.
So, and I do meditation to turn water into wine, which turned me into more of a being able to communicate with people, because it's not only just the brainwaves that we emit, but water communicates with water. So if you want to develop your abilities, first thing I would learn is, what are your abilities? Are you clairvoyant? Are you psychic? What are your clairas? And then build the strength from there.
Okay.
And
And if they know, like if it's mediumship or something, then they just focus on that, you mean? And develop.
I always believe in being well-rounded. I can do mediumship. It's just that it's not my strong genre. I know some people are really good
Gotcha.
at mediumship. Okay.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
I do it as like, if it comes into a reading, but I've been in conversations with one person's live and then the spouse is, and now I'm the middle person and these two are arguing with each other. And this guy, the one's telling me what to say to the other one. And that's not what I really like doing.
Well, that brings you back to the bedside manner and sick patients. It must be beautiful to deliver messages to those that either are going to choose not to come back in body. They can get some closure to families. Thank you, Heather. But speaking of, here's more about, okay, here's Queen. What about stroke and brain aneurysm individuals? Can you work with them? Probably.
I can.
Mm-hmm.
I can. It depends if they're already getting treatment and stuff like that too. From whom? I was just at a conference, and a lady had a brain tumor on the top of her crown chakra almost. And when I looked into her brain, I could see that from the chemo radiation stuff, they actually they did kill the tumor, but they also killed that part of her brain.
Mm.
And you could see where the damage was. At least I could see where it was. Um, with strokes or aneurysms, that's a little bit different. But with strokes, you can always rebuild new synapses around the pathways. I do hands-on though. I can do it remotely, but I really like doing hands-on because I use energy that comes through my hands to re-manipulate or control brain waves um, to be able to build new pathways and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
And
cool. That's
the great thing
wow.
about working with a neuroscientist that does brain mapping and stuff, in real time, they can see what you're actually doing.
Mm.
So I would love to work with scientists and stuff like that that are neuroscientists that study the brain. And the brain is so interesting, is so multifaceted in healing itself and building new pathways and stuff. And I had to build my own because my story is and how I got into what I'm doing is I used to go to the racetrack and I built up my psychic abilities. And so one
Hey.
day I was at the racetrack
Uh-huh.
and I didn't listen to myself. And I was told to pick the long shots. And normally I do that, but for some reason I didn't do it. And when I'm told to do something, I'm even less likely to do it. But anyway, the long shots came in and it paid 1,000 to 1. That means for every dollar, um, it was $1,000.
Wow.
And I felt my brain just go. I felt electricity just short out my pathways,
Oh.
and then I had to rebuild my pathways. And so I would go in and start seeing what damage was and stuff, and trying to
Yeah.
get back into the natural pathways of my not clairvoyance, but psychic abilities.
Oh, wow.
But you can, I can work with stroke victims and people who have aneurysms and stuff like that. The only thing I don't like is the doctor, because I've worked on a client before that the doctors actually went in and they cut the brain and they actually did more damage to the brain. Well, I can't say that they did more damage, but I could see what happened to the brain as an after effect from them cutting it. And I understand why they did it. It did save the person's life because there was swelling and stuff. So yeah, I
Mhm.
recommend, what the doctors did, I highly agree with, but they didn't know how to repair the damage.
Mm.
Okay. And there's where we come in, I believe. People that have abilities and have, you know, what I'll call intuitive diagnostic abilities, because I'm not allowed to call it healing, but energy that can flow through them. We can step in, and if we can see how to reroute the networking within the brain, we can also be a part of that team where a doctor, if they go in and they do have to do surgery on our brain, maybe we can help them come out of comas and help them find their way back. Now, I know that mediums take cross spirits that have crossed over and bring them into the light. I would
Mhm.
love to see the day whereby people that have metaphysical abilities take uh, brain dead people or coma people and bring them back into the body, knowing that they're healed, knowing that they have a team that can work with them just as well as the doctors can. That's what I
That would
like to
be,
see. Bringing
yeah.
people back in.
Yeah. Do
You
you
know.
have you think that I picture pushback being really big on that with the medical community? Do you think it's going to have to take a whole new facility to be able to develop this program? Or I know you were saying people were already doing this; they're getting themselves into the hospitals and things. But I'm wondering about that pushback.
Well,
Can
here's
we
the
rise
thing:
above?
that if we could work with the medical side, and I think it would have to start out with neuroscientists that study the brain, because what I've learned from my own experience is most people, they reside in memories. Okay, coma people and people that are brain dead, they're not really dead. It's just like the body when it goes into trauma and shuts down.
Mhm.
Well, what happens to the brain when it goes into trauma? It shuts down too, because remember, it still has to repair all the organs in the body. It still has to do a lot of work. Okay, so it also needs to heal.
Mm.
And if you can say, look, they're not dead. Oh, and by the way, scientists have discovered that when people are considered brain dead, they're not really brain dead, which I knew a long time ago. We go into memory, we go into a trauma state to preserve our energy. So it's almost like, to me, a hibernation. But if you have people that can tap in, then we could tell the doctor, well, this is where they're at, and the family can verify it. Because I was telling people, well, these are their memories, these are what they're doing, and the family members go, yeah, this is an actual memory, and there's no way I could have known.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I would, here again, I would love to be able to work with people that um, are metaphysical and highly skilled in what they do as far as their healing abilities and stuff. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, and I know I'm making this about me at some point, but I'm willing to answer more questions if people do have them.
I
Okay.
love you
More
sharing
readings
this
and stuff.
about you because it gives me hope. It's very hopeful. So, yes, anyone in our chat right now, please chime in if you would like a reading. Jerry's done a few already so far early in the hour. I think it helps, like you said, to get first and last name, but I still I've been seeing success all along. So please chime in. And Jerry, I love hearing this about it because it's hopeful, but it also, I think in the world today, we need a little bit more optimism and hopium, if that. And you're giving a solution to something that has really hurt a lot of families, the loss of their loved ones or brain dead or being a vegetable. You're the light at the end of the tunnel there, pun intended. So
Well, thank you. What I've learned about the human brain is we're really great at transmission, but we're not as good at receiving sometimes. Okay,
Mm.
and there's where the intuitive people come in, and they can receive. Okay, they can see, they can feel. Okay, and there's
Mhm.
different ways of doing it. That's why we have different claras, and I think they're all important because you get verification when you're working with more than one person sometime, and I do. Okay, that what you're seeing and feeling, they can see and feel it, maybe not the same way that you do, but it's at the end, it's the same conclusion.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
And that's the thing. So if you have like three, four people, saying these are the results of what we're getting, even if it's all individual and we go in individually to a person, um, there's something there. And I think that science owes it to the human race to find out how powerful the human mind truly is, especially the spirit within it. Because so many people came here to serve, from what I'm finding out anyway. And what better way to serve, not only within the spirit, but in being able to access the full potential of your mind as well.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it they say? We only use like a tiny percent of our brain right now. Just imagine what all that other stuff's for. There's another question though. We have
I
Candy Romero. Hmm.
Yeah, but I don't understand it. Where am I from? I don't know what way she
Ah,
means that. Does she mean her
does this mean
extraterrestrial star family, where she's living at on planet Earth right now? You know, what
yeah.
state or what? I mean, I will ask a question and then she can respond from that. Okay.
Yeah, chime
Well,
in, Candy, get more specific. And then
well,
from you're
I'm gonna go in and see what I
okay.
can find. Okay.
Okay. One sec, Tanya. Star Family.
Oh, now I see what she does. Okay, I asked a question, and yeah, it came back before you said it.
Okay.
Her mind reminds me of Heather in some way. It almost works in a division. I got Andromeda. Okay, now she
Mm.
might feel something else because she's kind of like lived different um, Star Family lives before she got here, but Andromeda seemed like the main thing. And the reason why I'm going to say Andromeda is because the way her mind looked like to me, her whole left side was lightly lit up in yellow, very strong, very precise in what she does. Her third eye is guided by her logic, and that's what Andromedans. When I met them before, that's kind of like what they do. But her right brain is really open. I mean, it can be creative, but it's almost like she looks in that direction of her right brain when she wants to feel free, like it's just explore spirit, do whatever. But to me, um, her third eye is more of a pinpoint accuracy of logic and kind of like matter of fact, something like an Andromedan would be. Um, I don't know if she's ever how much she knows about the Andromedan family, but I like them over the Arcturians in some ways.
Do
One
you?
because
That's cute.
well, the Arcturians are very, in some ways, they can be very militant still. Andromedans are to me more likable, pleasant, caring, loving, giving. Um, Kind of like they are like matter of fact, but they don't judge you in a lot of ways. And sometimes Arcturians do. So that's been
Okay.
mine. So that's why I would say from the Star family, um, from what I could see within her mind, I kept getting a not Arcturian, but Andromedan. And I don't know if that resonates with her, but her
Oh,
her demeanor and her personality is really beautiful and very strong in spirit. So
yeah. Candy, let us
okay.
know if that resonates, the Andromedan. And hi, Mr. B. Good day. Good day to Oz, Terrence. This beautiful thing from Tanya. This is a good call, too. This might be another calling, Jerry. Sounds like you'd
Oh,
have a calling to work with PTSD and dissociative DID patients,
and
retrieving
if anyone
memory
can,
wipes. Wow. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and if anyone can get me involved in that, because I've read a few military people before, and I know what's happened to them. I could actually see them in wartime situations and how their mind got affected. And you
Ooh,
can. It's not a matter of removing the memory; it's letting them know how to make peace with it. So I'm definitely open to that. If I could get involved in working with people that have PTSD and stuff, I'm more than willing because I can see the trauma of what happened to some of those people, and to help them release it is such a beautiful thing. So yeah,
aw,
retrieving memories and wiping out like that, I can do that. I've done that actually.
wow. Are you
Well,
familiar with, or have you worked with what they call the super soldiers and secret space program and stuff? Did you meet anybody? Because I'm curious about that with this too.
okay,
You never
okay,
know.
that's a duality going on, and that I met people that have considered themselves being soldiers
Uh huh.
at conferences and stuff.
Uh huh.
Um, I can't say they're not, but at the same time, their reality base is so much. To me, sometimes it can be convoluted
Mm.
when I look into their mind to see the truth of what's really happening. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like they have a dual programming coming on,
Mm-hmm.
and they're almost taught to block their mind. But I'm going to be honest with you. Human beings have a different connection than extraterrestrials. Can you block your mind against extraterrestrials? Yes, you can. Okay. That's why you can startle grays and stuff. That's why they normally work in a pack of threes. Okay. human beings, though, because we are basically from the same genetic form, I've met people that I've actually stopped and said, are you in the military? Because what you're showing me, um, I don't believe you. Okay.
Mm.
And it's almost like sometimes they're programmed to forget. So yeah, I
Oh,
have, and I would love to work with more people like that. Super soldiers, for the ones I have met, um, I
okay.
don't know how much is actual physical reality sometimes, and then how much has actually been implanted into them.
Mm. All that resonates. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh,
Okay.
good call there. Great pivoting a little bit, but kind of similar from Candy, the latest Las Vegas situation. Do you have any thoughts on that? I have a couple 2 cents, but I'll save that for a vlog. But can Jerry tell us about the recent Las Vegas alien sighting? Weren't you just
Some
there? Were you? That was you, Jerry.
no, no, no. I was up there about a month ago, but you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I looked
Please.
at it really briefly.
Mhm.
Um, and I have not read the situation.
Okay.
Okay, so honestly, I can't answer upon that right now. I mean, I could probably try to read into it.
Mhm.
Um, there's too many different things going on. So I mean, the only thing I saw was like the headline news, and I
Mhm.
guess they said there was a craft there, and then there wasn't. Um, I have to do more research. Now I can comment on the Phoenix Lights.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay, I do believe that that was a part venture of our military and extraterrestrial technology. I met people that were underneath the lights, and I noticed that they had like a dual skin. They had like a bluer layer under them. Um, I know that one of them was badly affected by it, and their brain pattern got messed up, and we reset that. And their
Mm.
girlfriend could testify to the change in them afterwards, um,
Wow.
because they do send out um, electromagnetic signals that actually kind of like help keep levitation, and they do work on 3 different or 4 different types of energy. It all depends if they're going sublight or light speed. um, but I
Okay.
do believe that the Phoenix Light was actually true. I saw people that actually got messed up from the encounter, um, and I believe from what they were showing me, at least in their minds, there were aliens upon that ship,
Hmm.
but they were working in conjunction, I think, with, this is my own opinion from what they were showing me, with military.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. Did you notice in California we have all of our bases? There's been a lot of activity lately around the bases, but we get that all the time in Southern California. Let's just say that. Oh, hi, Sarai. She loves this. Oh, you mean Laura Van Tyne? I see Laura Van T. Remote viewings, the Malibu Museum, underground happenings, really cool. Oh, CPTSD is tied to PTSD. I'm so sorry. I'm not. What is CPTSD?
I'm not sure.
CPTSD. I know.
Post
Let us know, Sarai.
traumatic syndrome, I know that one.
Okay. Um. And then Sarai, if you have another question, here's from Queen Mystique. I'm curious to know if I have a star family and what's the best way to work with my special needs daughter. Um, there's another
Okay, hold
question
on.
from her. Sure.
Okay, things I'm going to say, it might not resonate with you, but here's what I got. Can you say no? They say yes. They feel like they're from. Do you know what a Syrian is? Because I'm Syrian. Okay.
I do. I do. Queen, do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
mhm.
It feels like you belong to that star family, but you're hurt and you kind of like rejected your star family in a way. You feel like you you need to go more into a spiritual aspect. I asked about working with your daughter. So what I would like you to do, if you can, you have my email, and if you email me, I will contact you because I don't want to say anything over the air, if that's all right.
With the kids and stuff. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Can Heather
Okay.
contact you too? So you can, because then she can get probably disclose her last name and
Yes.
work with her Claire's kind of thing. Okay. Just
Okay.
throwing that out there. Beautiful Queen. Yeah. Please contact me. It's I put his email above. I'll share it again in the chat. Here, let me put it up on the bottom here. One into oneness at Gmail. Please
Yeah.
contact Jerry.
Okay.
We
If
do
she
have
can
from Mhm.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Hen. Sorry. You
If she
had
can let me know if that resonated with her, that'd be great. Oh, that's fair. Okay,
she said
good.
that's
Thank you.
fair. Probably because it involves kid. I understand that.
Yeah.
But does Syria? I wonder if Sirius resonates with you, Queen. And here's regarding the CPTSD, the complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So complex is the C. Thanks, Tanya. I see this big definition here. And thanks, Sarai. Okay. Hurt by
Okay,
another
so
person. Mhm.
wait a minute. What does it say?
I should read in case anyone's just listening.
Okay.
Describe. Mhm.
Yeah, I could work with that. Because see, everything comes back to a couple of things I find out about human beings.
Mhm.
One is how their brain processes memory. Two, the division between their soul and spirit, and getting that realigned. And what I can do, and I think most of us do this too, even if we don't see it this way. There is a part of us called I call it the soul within and spirit without. And when those two get misaligned sometimes, we let our subconscious mind take over, and it doesn't always keep us on the right track. So once you can put that back in to alignment, I've had grown men that were soldiers and stuff. After telling them stuff, they would give me a hug and they'd start crying because they released the emotional connection to it.
Mm.
And that's really what it is.
There's the healing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw. I love that. Oh, here's another. Sarai would love a reading. Sarai Zepol. Did I say that right? Zepol? I didn't even know that was your last. Sarai is her name.
Yeah. Any particular thing, or does she
Yeah. Do you
just
have a
want me to ask her a question?
Yeah. If you have a specific question, Sarai. Otherwise, if you'd like just a general reading.
Yeah.
And by the way, Jerry Queen says it does. Syrian resonates. Yeah, think of a question real quick, Sarai, or just if you want a general reading. But here's another question from Heather.
Yeah.
Jerry, do you think there's a special time on the planet when more of our abilities will begin to come online?
Yeah. And I'm going to address that because that's really important. But let me go back to the reading with Sarah. Okay. So
Oh,
hold on.
yes. One sec, Heather.
Okay. I just asked her where she's at spiritually, or them. I asked them where they're at spiritually, and basically what they showed me was they almost felt like a spiritually they stand alone. Okay,
Mm.
they're in a group of people, but they stand alone, and then it's like they almost hide their identity. I don't know if they're what they're doing, but um, do you know what a gatekeeper is? A
I
watcher?
do somewhat. A watcher and a gatekeeper. Is that Sarai?
They almost reminded me from what they were showing me in their visions that they're at the precipice of humanity changing and they realize it. Um, that's going to become a little bit personal in their vision, or what they're showing me is there are people surrounding them and they're aiming uh, guns at them, and they were wearing yellow like raincoats. This is all a metaphor, okay? It's
Okay.
where they're, and then she had to make the decision what to do. How do you turn the tides of humanity? And she's going through a process of does you where's the faith of humanity going? Like in her in their mind anyway. So that's why I'm saying, even though she wouldn't show me because she kept me kind of like in gray. Um, she reminded me of a person that uh is a has the ability to be a watcher or a gatekeeper or something like that. But she would not necessarily show me the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Mm.
But um, I would say that they're a powerful being
Mm.
in their own way. Now they can confirm that or not, but
Hmm.
it's yeah, a truth seeker. Yeah, uh,
Okay. I like
but
that's
but
beautiful.
they don't
Hmm.
like injustice and they don't like bullying and stuff like that. And they're very capable of taking care of themselves. Okay, so
Nice. I hope that resonates, Sarai Lopez.
yeah,
Said Zipol.
okay, so let's get back to is humanity changing?
Okay.
Yes.
Real quick to time.
Okay.
Humanity's change
Well,
upgrading, right? We're up. Okay. Go ahead.
it's
Sorry.
it's a natural process, not even an upgrade.
Okay.
It's a natural process because Mother Earth herself changed the frequency, not well, not or the resonant frequency. Okay,
Mhm.
and because of that, we're changing as far as our abilities and everything else. But here's the thing: there's another reason why we're changing because humanity is on a cusp of determining, and it'll still be another 15, 20 years out, but it starts now. Do we let our technology override our spirituality and humanism? Or do
Mm.
we come into empower and embrace our humanism and show human beings how powerful we are even without our technology? And so I think a lot more people are becoming inherently more intuitive, more insightful, and everything else because they can feel the energy flowing through them because of Mother Earth and because of where our spirits are becoming more immersed into our bodies. But more important, I think it is because we are just as powerful as our technology. And I think here again is why I want to work with people that we our technology cannot solve all our human problems.
I like that.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. I I really
Okay.
like that because I think there's a sphere of the AI takeover and transhumanist agenda, but our humanness is so powerful. We got to work on it.
I think some of the questions I like to ask AI, I might give it a nervous breakdown.
I'd pay to see that, Jerry. I'd pay to see that. It is an
I should read
awakening,
you my
Mr.
10
B.
questions I have.
Yeah.
I have a questionnaire that I ask people to find out
Mhm.
if they're coming from their a human 3D perspective or an actual spiritual side of enlightenment?
Mm.
Maybe I should contact you one day and we should go over that.
That'll be our third one. Let's do another one.
they're they're really involved questions. Now that would take it would be a
Okay.
fourth and fifth one at that point because it would
Okay.
some of these questions you just can't answer. You really have to think about the answer. And that's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
Most people will give a quick response on a 3D level,
Hmm.
but they're really designed for intuitive interconnection with your spirit
Mm.
to see the truth of where you're truly coming from instead of what you were actually taught.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a group of questions I'd like to hand out to a lot of people here in Los Angeles. Oh, that's so
That's
sweet. Tanya, would you like a reading? We might have time for one or two more. If anybody else would like a reading that's here with us in the chat, um, Mr. Jerry Yusko's with us, giving his readings and his 2 cents on
yeah. Well,
humanity.
I talked about me, but I'd like to talk about you for a moment. You're doing some really wonderful things.
I'm doing some
Congratulations.
things. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing some things. I keep stepping into mission and pulling my bootstraps up higher and higher. But
Well,
I'm happy. Mhm.
what about didn't I just read that you're taking a new position in teaching and stuff like that and
I am.
coaching stuff?
I am. Yes, I was assist teach at a learning center, homeschool learning center, a bunch of homeschoolers, but it is a classroom setting and a curriculum, Steiner curriculum. And I was offered, after being there a year, I'm offered and stepping into being the lead educator for the uprising third graders. And my son just completed the third grade curriculum there. So I kind of been watching and aware of what the Steiner third grade curriculum looks like. So we're going to be outside in all weather in LA, outdoor wooden desks, feet in the dirt and everything. And we're garden and cooking and make our own snacks and lunch and build shelters and really hands on. So I'm going to get a workout. But I'm excited to guide these kids. I've spent time with them, and there's a couple kids in there sprinkled in there that I'm just like blown away already at their gifts. So I'm super excited to be with them. Thanks for bringing that one up. Yeah.
Uh, okay, I see on the comments. I'm going to
Yeah.
get to Tanya, but I also want
Yeah.
to go to Mr. B. Um,
Yeah. Mr.
I
B.
hear a lot of people say that we are spiritual beings, experienced at 3D, but I have a different perspective on that.
Oh, okay.
Uh huh. What I'm actually doing is I'm a spiritual being teaching my human existence to be more of a spiritual enlightenment of light. I'm actually transcending the body back into light. So I'm actually teaching my body what it means to be spiritual. So I'm a spiritual being teaching my physical 3D body how to be spiritual. It already knows what a 3D reality is because we reincarnated into them so many times. And I learned that the physical body, after a while, uh, as we reincarnate back into them, and it has an inheritance of its own design in some ways. Um, so I had to purify my DNA back to the original of creation to start teaching the body how to be more in tune to the spirit of what I am so it can do the miracles of what I know that the spirit can do without having the density of living a 3D life. And don't get me wrong, I'm still 3D. And if you open up my skeleton closet, we'll have a funeral for the first person, and then people can pick the bones over after that.
That's good. I like that. Wow. And I do like
Okay.
that perspective. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Okay.
Tanya, and there's
Yeah.
another one from Maria. If you have time for two more, it'll be great. Or we'll
Yeah.
see.
Okay, let me go to Tanya right now. Okay. And I'll ask a
Yeah.
general question.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, here's what I got for you, Tanya. The first thing, yeah, I just said, well, do you have a question? And what you asked me was, is there light at the end of the tunnel? It wasn't about death. It was about what you're going through in life right now. And what I kept coming back to is, sometimes you feel like you're overwhelmed and you don't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but there is. What I also got about you is you have more of a Buddhist type of spirit of living, and you need laughter in your life. You need to be more jovial, like the laughing Buddhist, and you'll start getting what you want. So don't take life so serious, um, because you can manifest that what you wish to create, and there is light in, because you are the light within the tunnel. Is basically what I was shown. So there is no real darkness. It's just a matter of which way do you wish to go right at this moment. Because when you shine both ends of the tunnel up, sometimes you don't know if you're moving forward or backwards.
Hmm.
So just take a moment, be be like the laughing Buddhist. Don't worry about anything at the moment, because your life, from what I could see, from what you were showing me, is it's not perfect. I felt a little sadness in there. You're going to be all right. Everything is going pretty well. And here again, if you'd like to contact me, I'll go a little bit more in depth, but I have other people as well. So if you can let me know if I kind of like hit the, if that's kind of like for a general question where you're at the moment, that'd be great.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a general. That seemed really nice. I'm looking for the email address again there for folks, for anybody. And how are you feeling, Jerry? Are you up for one or two more?
Yeah.
We have so the Sarai's asking for Maria Lopez. It might be her daughter. So I'm not sure. How would you feel if
Oh,
I think she's on the line with her? It sounds like.
okay. Let me find out from her daughter if it's all right if I do that.
Okay. That's be mindful, Sarai. It might not.
Okay. I could not talk to the mind of Maria, because her mind just overflooded me when I went into it, so I had to talk to her spirit. Now,
Oh.
um, you'll know if what I'm saying is correct. Um, your daughter, when I asked her spiritually what was happening to her, she says that she gets way too much information overflow. It's almost like when you take a shower and you soak your head when the shower's coming out, and you get all that water on the top of your head. Well, she's getting so much information within her mind, she doesn't know how to process it all. So she gets overload. And what she wanted was her mind to be more quiet so she could function. So what I asked the spirits to do, the Holy Spirit to do, was I couldn't stop the water, but I could divide it. So I asked the water to split between the left and right hemisphere to run down the side of her head, so her brain would be able to slow down and take a breather. Hopefully, you'll see change in her personality once she's able to calm down, and I will keep her in my prayers. Um, but as far as getting an actual message from her, uh, her mind was so busy with thoughts I could not interpret all the things that she was saying. Now there is what technique that you can do to help her also. I don't know if you know how to change out the third eye, but there's a technique for pulling out the third eye and replacing it with another one, which would really help her because her third eye almost seemed like it was a bright illuminating yellowish white energy. So it's over amplifying the brain somewhat, and what she needs. My picture just out for some reason. Oh, there you are. Are you still there?
Yes, the Wi-Fi did do a little whoop. See, you're picking up on
Okay.
her. She's just full of whoo.
Yeah. So I did try to help calm down the brain so she could get more of a stable thoughts in her head and be able to concentrate. Um, but here again, I saw some other stuff. I won't go into it. So if you'd like to contact me, uh, please do so. All right.
Yeah.
I hope that helped, and you can let me know if
Aw.
I was right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah, that's really kind. Aw. Okay. Well, I don't how are you doing? I think this could be our last one, folks, unless anyone chimes in real quick. But um
Okay.
let me know how you're feeling because I'm not sure if this has to do with mediumship. But hi guys, how do I continue to connect with my husband, Jennifer Griffin Dillon? Um, I mean, yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't normally do medium, but I will see what I can do. What was your husband's name?
Ah, that would help. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know with my dad, I just call him in and I'm like, try to take that moment and then I can start hearing his voice. Um,
Well, this is such a
let's
beautiful
see if
woman.
he
I don't want
chimes in.
I don't want 10 guys to show up.
Yeah. Tell her this. Tell her this.
Yeah.
Oh,
D.
D.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to say I honestly do not know because I can't feel a connection there.
Hmm.
Okay. I don't know why. I know you went out to try to look for D, Griffin Dillon, and there was
Mhm.
no connection. They could have already passed on or went to whatever they need to do, but energetically, like I said, I'm not really a true medium. So um, the only way that I would say that you could do it is if you know how to visit the spiritual plane. But as far as a connection between you two right at the moment, I honestly couldn't feel like I couldn't feel your husband's presence.
Mm. Mm.
Sorry.
Aw. That's all good, Jerry. I like that you tapped in to try. And you never know where she was that. Well, we got a Sarai. Thank you, Jerry. Intuited. She had intuited that. And a thank you from Tanya. We got some spiritual growth from Mr. B. Oh, this was beautiful, Jerry. I really appreciate the time you've taken to do this. I am curious about that worksheet with those questions. So we'll have
Oh,
to do
okay.
that sometime.
It will take time though. It's going to take at least, depending on how you answer them, it takes over an hour sometimes, an hour and a half.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, it's
just ask.
summertime break. I'm available.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, just for 10 questions. You know what I mean?
Well, they sound intense. They sound in depth. They sound juicy. Yeah, it would be nice. I'd be curious. Be
Some of
curious.
them are. They do make
Okay.
you think.
I like to think. So that's a
Okay.
good thing. Carol Lee, are you still in the house? I know Tweeter said hi before, Jerry. So
Yeah.
you got a hi. We got a hi from Tweeter. Um,
Well, I really enjoyed this. And just so people know, I will be going to Roswell, New Mexico for their big event area, when saucer crashed and all like that. So they have a festival up there, and I'll be up there for that. There will be in July, I think it's the 12th and 13th, um, in Stillmar at Gales Ranch, Indian
oh
Springs
wow,
Wells. They're going to have a psychic fair, and then I think they're having a UFO event at night, and so I'll be
nice. A
hosting that.
Skywatch. Oh, good, cool.
Yeah,
Wait, Silmar, like by up in here, up in LA,
yeah,
Silmar. Oh
yeah.
wow,
That's
no
Stillmar.
kidding. That's right.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'll come
yeah,
see you.
yeah. It'll be a psychic fair day, and then I'll be that, and then after that, I'm going to Michigan for a week to do another hosting thing.
Oh, fantastic! You're a
Yeah,
busy
so
bee.
yes, I'm a little bit busy right now, but I'd like to be more busy. I would really like to work with post-traumatic syndrome people, or even the CPSTDE people, or
CPTSD.
whatever
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
And
yeah.
but I would really like to work with people that have are in comas, are considered brain dead.
Mhm.
Um, One thing I found out about people that do intuitive readings and all like that, the more you do it, the stronger and more comfortable you become in your readings. And this was a challenge because normally I get to see the person, I get to interact, see all their energy, see their aura and stuff like that. And to do a cold reading just off a name sometimes, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Um, but I learned that the more you do that type of work, where you work with people that are have Alzheimer's or in comas or whatever, the stronger your own development becomes as well. And I have healed people with tumors in the brain before and stuff like that, and I've had instantaneous healings, but they don't always happen. And me and a friend are supposed to talk about why it doesn't always happen, because some of the things that happen to us, they don't happen instantaneously. They happen over time. Okay, so you have chemical buildups, you have fatty tissue in the brain, you have all kinds of reasons why something could happen. Um, and then to go through a process of removing all these different energies and stuff, that takes a moment. But I truly believe that eventually human beings, if we really go on our path, we will be spiritual masters where we can instantaneously heal people. Now, one of the things I do is, and I talked to you about this before, I believe in healing people without their permission.
Yes,
And
that's very controversial. Yes. Mhm.
yeah, but my presence alone, because of the way I carry my energy, I believe other people don't have the right to get me sick.
There you
So if you
go.
come into my presence being sick, I have the right to instantaneously heal the disease within you so I don't become sick. And I don't need your permission because you were not given me, you didn't ask my permission if you could get me sick.
Hmm.
So it's a
Mhm.
duality, and we have to discuss these things. We really have to bring out, um, and that's one of the questions: what are the rights of a sick person compared to a person who's healthy? And what is our responsibility if we are truly changing to the human race? Because I'm not going to be held back because of old paradigms or old belief systems or dogmas. I'm ready for new changes. I'm ready for saying, what are we truly capable of doing um, as spiritual beings within a human existence, teaching our body to be spiritual? And if that spirituality of being in a human body means that we radiate energy and love, I'm not going to let another person stop me if that's my true nature.
I think that makes sense. I mean, that's a gift to humanity to assist in its healing. And when it's things, I I'm all for it. It also makes me think a little bit of being in the classroom because yes, the parents know I'm there to help educate their children, but balancing out their energies. I'm not asking for permission to do that. I'm just naturally doing that. I'm trying to level out the crazy, level it out. And then I've met some genuine children that are either spectrum or whatever label they're going to be given. They've been calm, they balance around me, and I've been thanked for that. And I'm like, I didn't ask permission to do that, I'm just doing that, and it's trying to help and assist. So I think if we all sharpen our gifts, we can assist and help in the rise in humanity there. I don't know if that made sense. That came out, it wasn't as beautifully as yours, but
No, but I
yeah.
understand, and you're right.
uh,
Um, so I agree with you.
do you know our friend Jennifer Griffin Dillon? No wonder you couldn't reach him up in the quantum. He just got to work, so he may be mentally preoccupied. So he hasn't passed.
Yes,
There you
I
go. Beautiful.
beautiful.
And
All right.
yeah, and Sarai, she wanted to say she feels seen, witnessed, and it's grounding. I love that. Thank you. I'm so glad you feel seen, Sarai. That's beautiful.
See. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for
Yeah.
being here tonight, and I bless you all. I mean, thank you for being here. I mean, you all are so gifted yourself. I could see it within you when I was doing some of the readings. So please go out and share your gifts with the world just
And
by being
sharpen.
present.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
We can
So,
get assistance. We look outside ourselves for assistance, right, Jerry? You're assisting people and getting clarity and healing, but ultimately they're the ones doing it themselves. So
oh,
oh, is that controversial?
we gotta talk about that one. Okay.
I love it. Okay, I bet I would love
Okay.
your perspective on that. Yeah.
Yeah, we should talk about the masters and what it truly means to be going from a dense energy and what it means to really be coming into light light energy, and what does it mean by light energy and transcending into light energy, because at that point it's a different ball game. It's like, yeah, we say that we can't go the speed of light, but when we do, the boundaries of physics change. And when we stop living within the density of 3D, the physics of what we are and our spirit actually come through. So what we think in manifestation of energy actually becomes transcended in reality instantaneously.
Hmm.
Okay. We're not to that point yet because of the way we hold our density, but you'd be surprised. Okay.
Okay.
There are new changes coming for the human species. Okay. And I am so grateful to be here right now because we really do need a lot of good teachers and spiritual masters working together to actually elevate humanity as a whole. and
Yes.
we're all around the world. So it's mind boggling.
It's mind boggling. And we're all around the world for a reason. We're in all
Yes.
these different parts for a reason.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
I
thank
love
you
it.
so much.
Thank you, Jerry. That was so uplifting.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much to those who joined us in the chat. You just never know how those things are going to go. It's been a while since we've gone live. I really appreciate your presence here and for tuning in and sharing a little bit of yourselves with us. So thank you for that. It would be nice to do this again sometime. And I just wish you all like the ultimate expanded heart space and love one another and love yourself. That's my 2 cents. But Jerry, I appreciate your time. I appreciate all that you've done today. Thank you for stepping into your mission and for sharing with us your intention of what you will be doing with the healing of others and the hospitals and such. Thank you, Mr.
Uh,
B.
thank
Thank
you,
you for
Mr. B. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you all you guys. This was very sweet. Thank you,
Yeah.
Queen. And don't forget, one into oneness at Gmail. Let me scroll back up to that. You all feel free, right, Jerry? They can chime in and follow up
Yes.
with you.
Yeah.
Especially,
I
it's
will. I'll do a quick follow up. And then I do sessions and all like that, and I do
yeah,
actual personalized readings and stuff.
yeah. Well, I
And
was gonna say, oops, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Well, I just didn't know how the heck you were going to do this with just a handle, because I've seen you in person doing it eye to eye, but this is like literally just a name and a handle. So I'd be very curious, be curious of those of you who had gotten a reading, if you want to dive a little deeper, tap into Jerry and maybe it gets a little more personalized. But there's one pal you
Yes.
read that's actually a friend of mine, and I was just like, I'm not saying anything.
I
But
did.
to me it resonated. There was a couple of them. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." But I know it can get a little deeper, and that's if you get a little more personal with them. But this was exciting for me to watch. So, and I was able to stay quiet. That's good, people. I'm working on that. Taking turns.
Yeah. For just going for a name, I can do that, but like I said, normally I do Zoom like we're doing right now or something. So I get to see the aura and give them an aura reading, give them a chakra reading, give them, you know, a different insight of what's happening, and then show techniques of clearing or whatever.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Oh, and I would like awesome. And thank you, Mr. B. That would be beautiful. Thank you for sharing the show
Yeah.
and
Thank
all that
you.
good stuff.
You're
Yeah, I'll
welcome.
never wind this up if I don't wind it up. So until
Yeah.
next time, folks, we'll see you soon. And thanks again, Jerry. Stay put, and I'll talk to you in
Yeah.
a second.
All
And
right.
thanks,
Thank you.
everybody. Thank you. That
Okay.
felt good. Thank you.